You are watching SHOUTcraft, high-definition esports broadcasting for Starcraft 2. Please welcome tonight's commentators, the Emperor and TotalBiscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first match of the evening. My name is TotalBiscuit, flying solo this evening. MP is out of town, and we've got Whiplash in the first match as Protoss versus JTPROG as Terran on the classic Lost Temple. It's a 2v2 map, but it is, in fact, preferred by many players. They like it very much, so I'm not going to stand against the wishes of our roster. Now, I am very interested indeed to see what these guys have to play today. Two absolutely fantastic players. JTPROG as the Terran. And in the top corner, we've got Whiplash as Protoss. Now, as always, not an awful lot happens in the first couple of minutes. This is, in fact, a single elimination. So whoever wins will go on to the next match. Whoever loses will go on to the playoff. There are multiple places where you could possibly spawn. Now, say you could have your opponent spawn over here, or there, or anywhere, in fact. So it makes scouting a little bit more awkward. So if we have a look there, you can see he's scouting, and he's going to have a look around and see what he can find. It looks like he's going to run on to JTPROG's base very quickly. So that's going to give him a little bit of an early game advantage. He's gone straight there. He's already harassing there, attempting to drive off the SCV. The SCV's hit points have actually been nerfed recently, so it is possible that a probe properly played can destroy an SCV. He's going to have a look around, he's going to scout out and find what's going on. Block going up there for JTPROG, blocking off the choke point to ensure that nothing unpleasant comes through in the early game, and building a usual barracks. Nothing really unusual there for any of the players thus far. SCV's going up there, having a look at the Protoss base. We can see the gateway being built. Quick reactor there, and the chrono boost being used to accelerate the building speed of the probes there, and you'll see the refinery there, the extractor on the Vespene gas, already been scouted by JTPROG, so we can expect some higher tech very early on. Now, you wouldn't expect early Zealots if you're going to go early Vespene gas like that. Something a little bit more advanced, perhaps, coming up. There's first gateway. And Cybernetics Core going up straight away. Cybernetics Core, of course, early on allows for the construction of Stalkers. Nasty, evil move there done by JTPROG. Actually building a refinery in order to block off the second Vespene geyser. Usually a strategy used by the Protoss players, because of course you could summon and then run away. But in this case being used to harass the Protoss very early on. Block is now complete. And that probe is still there. And there it goes. Orbital command has been put up there. There's a mule used for the early economic advantage for JTPROG. Pretty standard build overall. Slowly, ever so slowly, beating on that refinery. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the little probe that could. Eventually. Double gateway Cybernetics Core up. Single Zealot being built. Oh, particularly special there. Aha! An early Stargate. Looking for, perhaps, early Void Rays, maybe even some carriers later on. Probe still harassing and having a look around. He wants to get in there. He needs to get in there. It's not going to happen, though. Terran block is very effective. Early bunker going up. Nice little bit of defense. And second rack, a.k.a. barracks, for those not in the know. Command center being built in the base there. It's a good tip for new players. Build your command center in the base and then float it off. It's just safer that way. There's finally that refinery going up there quite late on. Enough early Marines to repel an early attack, but not enough to do any great harassing. There's that Stargate. Void Rays straight away. Couple of Zealots for defense, and then he's building Void Rays. He's bound them and go all the way back there. Now, that's very dangerous on this map. There are multiple points of entry for air vehicles. Ghost Academy coming up there. Ghost Academy, needless to say, allows the building of ghosts. Very effective with their EMP shot against Protoss shields. 3 barracks. Tech lab going down. We can see an early Marauder and Reaper strategy there. No surprises. Moving his block there to build a second tech lab. M&M, as it's called, is very effective. There's no reason not to go it. It's a low-risk and high-reward strategy. However, against Void Rays, it's not going to work out so well. An early Void Ray harass could be extremely effective here for the Protoss player. It's a nice line of defense, but it's not going to work against that. Second Stargate up, basic defense there, few Zealots and a Stalker. It'll repel any early harassment. I want to see what he's going to be playing with this. He's moving in. Move the camera to tracking. And there we go, slide it in. Taking out the Marines in short order, focusing fire. They're not all that effective, but 2 Void Rays can take it. Barracks they decided against it, moving in. I would think he'd go for the Ghost Academy. No, he's going straight for the Orbital Command. Focusing fire. These guys do more damage the longer they can play that beam, but Marines driving them off in short order. Personally, I've gone for something a little bit less tough. He's trying to drive them away, use the ranged advantage. Those Marines focusing fire, trying to take the Void Rays out. They're not going to be able to. You can see there, they've got the range. He's driving the Marines back. This is going to keep him off balance. And incoming from another vector there, 3rd Void Ray, trying to chase off that barracks. Barracks moving away, closer in, to be defended by more Marines. That Vespene refinery is going down. It's on fire. Excellent strategy there from Whiplash. Very good harassment. It's going to keep JTPROG on the defensive. Now, multiple supply depots going out there, hopefully in a safe place. Now, let's see. We've got an reactor up there. He is really going full Marines, which is a reasonable counter. He's slipped around the side there, going in there on the forward barracks. Let's have a look at what he's got to defend that. Incoming with the Marines. It's not going to be quick enough. Those Void Rays have the mobility, and they've got the range. You see there, focusing fire, bringing the Marines down, driving them away. Back and forth with that. Now, finally, an early anti-air turret going up there, but to be honest, if I was Whiplash right now, I'd be trying to focus fire on it. Although with a blob of Marines like that, it's not a good prospect. Got a 4th Void Ray going up there. Let's have a look and see what JTPROG's working on. Second expansion going up. Yet more Void Rays. 2 buildings there, gateway. So I would imagine he's going to harass with Void Rays until he can't anymore, and then go with the ground forces. It's a good solid plan. Bringing it round there where there's no defense. Going for the harassment on the refinery. Everyone's out of position right now. He's got no anti-air defense. Burnt to the ground. JTPROG loses the building. Missile turret going up there. He can kill it in time. It's no threat. Focusing on the expansion. In come the Marines. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not. That cliff face is going to be in the way. He's going to be able to fly in and pick them off at will. Now, by stationing his Marines in those bunkers, he gets a little bit of extra range, but it's certainly not enough by any stretch of the imagination. 5th Void Ray coming in there. His Marines are out of position. He's got to get something better. Those Marines are not going to be able to run backwards and forwards, defending his base, with attacks coming in from 2 angles. You can see there, focusing fire on the Marines, taking them out one at a time, harassing, and the 5th Void Ray there, playing the beams on those Marines. Really high charge, doing an awful lot of damage. Even a Ghost trying to plug it away there. It's not going to help. Driving it away. He's going to lose that expensive Ghost if he's not careful. And down it goes. Splat on the floor. The missile turret trying to defend there. He's really got JTPROG on the ropes here. Now, if we have a look, we've got a massed force of Zealots and Stalkers, which will be enough if he's able to drive into the base. He's not having any of it. There's his Marines and Marauders. He's upgraded those Marines with the shield. And he's going to go head on. He really has to right now. He has no other choice. He can't just keep getting cherry-picked like that. And there's the aircraft going up. There's the starport and a tech lab. So we're looking at either Thors or siege tanks. Siege tanks more likely. And in we go on the offensive. Driving them back there. Focusing fire. Using the Marauders to hold up those Zealots as they come in. Delay them. It's going to get messy one way or the other. Driving them back. Those extra HP are really helping. Focusing fire, blasting as much as he can on those Zealots. It's 1 for 1 at the minute. He's cornered. There is a reckoning. The Void Ray coming in to play its beam over the Marines. Marines taking a heavy damage. Massive toll taken on both sides. A bare win for the Marine player. Oh, he's really going all out. Absolutely all out with those ground forces here. Now, if we have a look, the Void Rays were repulsed by a good placement here of missile turrets. So those Void Rays aren't going to be so effective anymore. He knows that. It was good early on. The question is, was it a reasonable investment? Those Void Rays were quite pricey. He could have spent it on something a little bit more effective on the ground. Looks like our players are getting in for the long haul at this point. 5 gateways. And the Zealot upgrade there for speed. Predictable. Very effective. Now the question is JTPROG going to stick with M&M? No, he's not. There are those Banshees. They're ground attack aircraft. Extremely effective. If we have a look at his base, he is vulnerable from all sides to that. Now things get interesting. Templar Archives coming up. That will allow for the construction of High Templar, as well as, of course, the Archon. High Templar area of effect, known as the Psystorm, is very nice, but it was nerfed recently in a patch, so we'll have to see how we can use it. Now, he might be going Archons, but I don't really see that happening, to be honest. It's pretty rare these days. Small force via JTPROG with the M&M. Those Void Rays still trying to harass, but they can't. You see, missile turrets all over the place. It's made his base quite narrow, so it's easily defended. Now, I'd imagine he's going to use the Void Rays to support any kind of attack. He is warping in High Templar right now. Quite a few, in fact. 5 already. Things always get interesting when we get to this kind of technology level. Researching the Psystorm. So, yeah, he's going to use that against the M&M Blob. And a robotics facility right there. I would imagine we're going to see Colossi. The reason being, of course, the Colossi are an extremely good counter to Marines and Marauders. Void Rays sneaking around there, hanging at the back. Waiting for an opportunity. They're not going to get one. Not right now. I'd imagine he'll bring them up behind that force when they decide to attack, eventually. Now, Psystorm is quite a micro-intensive ability. You've got to be careful where you put it. Very small AoE now. Has been reduced by 25% in a recent patch. Psystorm's still not there. There's the scan. He sees the forces. He knows what he's got. Warping in the Stalkers now. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is messy. Psystorm dropped. Oh, nasty. Brutalizing the Terran player. Extremely effective. Driving him back there. Massive damage on the Banshees. And the Void Rays coming in. There's no need. And now he's got to push that offensive. Archon coming up there. Now, let's see what he's got to repel that. He's got those bunkers, but they are empty right now. He's got a couple of Banshees. And those Psystorms, of course, will be on cooldown now. Multiple missile turrets coming up there. I think, to be honest, he's building the wrong thing. This will be the time to capitalize. Very small force coming in. It's not going to be enough. Bunkering up. And here we go. Void Rays taking heavy fire, moving in there. Marines absolutely eviscerated by the Zealots. Moving in there, focusing fire on the bunkers. One down. Banshees coming up with a couple of Hellion support. It's not going to be no Psystorm drop. Very, very unpleasant on those Banshees. Down goes one of them. It's messy for the Protoss player one way or the other. He's going to be repulsed, but not without damage. 2 more Archons coming up there. Psystorm dropped on the SCVs. A lot of damage. He's pushing in as much as humanly possible. The Archon's going to be taken down at some point. Indecisive one way or the other. Stimming those Marauders. Shield extremely effective. Not taking much damage at all on the Archon. Doing as much as they can. Bringing down the Banshee. Definitely worth the cost. Now he's rebuilding those bunkers as quickly as he can. Now you see we've got 2 expansions there. He's trying to gain the economic advantage over Whiplash. Now Whiplash's forces now containing Immortals. Nothing on the Colossi as of yet. I wouldn't be surprised to see them eventually. Now, he's not going to let up, and why should he? He's got JTPROG on the ropes right now. He really needs to keep pushing that advantage. But he's going to go for his second expansion, taking over these high-yield ore. He's going to have to blow up the rocks to get there. That's fine. If we have a look at his forces there, Marines and Marauders, backed up by Banshees, didn't work out so well last time. Bringing in some medivacs into the mix, that's going to make his infantry a heck of a lot more durable. It's a smart plan. No doubt about that. Surprised not to see more ghosts thus far, but they are quite pricey. And we've got a fusion core. Are we going to see endgame air tech here? Will be interesting, to say the least. Forces moving. Now that is a good mixed force. I like that very much. Phoenixes aren't going to do an awful lot, but here we go! Psystorm not so effective there. Managed to back him off. JTPROG knows his stuff. Pulling back to his defensive line. Very sensible there. Now if I was him, of course, I'd be dropping the Psystorm down on there while he tries to hold the defensive line. Yet more High Templar coming in. He's going to use the Observer, scout out, find out where the position is, and find out the best angle of attack. Those bunkers are going to be pretty hard to break, but he's got the force to do it. He just needs to commit. Showdown at the OK Corral, ladies and gentlemen. Each knows the other is deadly. Now that is quite the force of Banshees. That could really turn the tide if used correctly. And they do have the cloak ability. We do have an Observer there, though. He has seen it coming. He knows there's going to be Cloak Banshees, so that Cloak's not going to help him an awful lot unless the Observer can be removed. Now, in the meantime, we've got Whiplash. He's not sitting on his laurels, absolutely not. Bringing in more reinforcements, more High Templar. Surprised not to see some carriers at this point, to be honest. Have a look and see what JTPROG's building. He's really committed to the... Oh, now it gets juicy. Battlecruiser incoming. Multiple battlecruisers, in fact. He really needs to break it. Here we go. Quick strike in, running away. Charge over the background. I think he's going to regret that one. JTPROG taking heavy damage. Oh, those Psystorms absolutely brutalizing the Terran player. Cloaking, not going to help. Observer is there. There's the Psystorm again. Oh, absolutely brutal massacre. With the... Still managed to drive him back, though. Even taking those losses. Immortal brought down there, and Whiplash sent home with his tail between his legs. Or has he? He's bringing it back around. Eliminating those Hellions in short order. There's the focus fire. JTPROG still committed. I think he's going to regret it if he runs into that, though. Here's the reckoning. It's back and forth. Neither wants to give in right now. Both very strong players. I think those Marauders are going to go down in short order, though. Now, let's check the defensive line. Has he got enough to do anything with? Right now, not so much. He's really going for the economic push, as you can see. And that is going to help him, especially if he can get those battlecruisers out. We've got one coming out already. As of yet, I'm not seeing good counters from Whiplash to that kind of thing. He's got a few Phoenixes. Is it going to be enough against battlecruisers? Well, I'm not so sure. That's a good solid force. Yeah, another expansion going up there. They are really taking as much of this map as they can. Every mineral point, bar one, now taken. There's the battlecruiser, and Yamato cannon has been researched. It's a powerful single-shot ability. Oh, SCV's ambush there. Running for their lives. JTPROG is not pleased. Not gonna happen. Chase music is required here, that's all I can say. Look at this delicious expansion. Planetary Fortress. It's gonna be able to take its toll one way or the other. That's a lot of damage. Yes, that's it. Suspend them. Let them watch the demise of their allied opponent. Wow, that's great. A lot of ghosts now. We expect to see it. It will happen. Wow, this match goes on any longer. This is the only match we're going to have time for this evening. Whiplash is consolidating his forces, thinking about a push, but let's see what he's got. It's a lot of battle cruisers. That could be the endgame. Now, funnily enough, look at that. Barely any defense whatsoever. I'd go in with the battle cruisers and do as much damage as humanly possible, rather than trying to engage them on its own terms. Chasing there. Battle cruisers being nailed down by the Phoenixes. They're not doing a lot of damage, but that's a lot of fire coming in at it. It's not going to be able to get back in time, maybe. No, down it goes. A very expensive investment. JTPROG's got a great defensive line, but he just doesn't have the offense right now. He's got to get creative, come around the back and do the damage that way. Don't engage Whiplash on his own terms. It's not a good idea. That force is solid. Whiplash's economy is solid. He's got yet more reinforcements streaming in. Now, I've got to say, I am somewhat surprised not to see some endgame units here. No Colossi. No Mothership. No carriers. That's a great force, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough to penetrate that barrier. He's going to need something heavier. Whereas in the meantime, the longer you wait, the more JTPROG's able to consolidate his forces, and at the end of the day, you're going to reach critical mass of battle cruisers, and you just can't stop that. Fifth one coming in, sixth. That is formidable. I wouldn't want to face off against that no matter what force I had. Maybe if I had 20 or 30 Corruptors. Of course, that's no good. Yet more reinforcements streaming in, but I've got to say Whiplash is not getting creative with his forces. It's a good mix, it's a solid mix, but it's not enough to bring down that defensive line. Now, here's the question. What's he going to do with those battle cruisers? Is he going to go in? I wouldn't. Yeah, they're an essential component of the defensive line, but using them against the base right now would be the best idea. It's virtually undefended. He's scanned there. He's seen the portion of the force. He knows where they're, and he's moving in. Here we go. Those Psystorms doing heavy damage there. Blowing up the first battle cruise. That's a lot of damage one way or the other. To be honest, those battle cruisers are going to go down in short order with this amount of fire. Big AoE. Psystorms dropping left, right, and center. Wow, the brutality on the infantry units at the back. Absolutely massacred. Oh, this could be the breaking point for the Terran forces moving in there, pushing on the bunkers. That big force of battle cruisers annihilated. Bring one in for the top. It's not going to be enough. Those Phoenixes and the Stalkers going to bring it down in short order. He's got to commit. He's got to keep going. Now is the time. This is where you go in. Oh, that has got a sting on the pocketbook. This is it. That's it. Honestly, I think JTPROG knows his time has come. Fantastic match played there, but Whiplash has got the numbers. He's pushing in. 3 more battle cruisers coming in. Is it going to be enough? I very much doubt it at this point, especially with the Void Rays on there as well. It's going to slow him down, no doubt about it. But really, JTPROG on the ropes, refusing to give in. That is very admirable. Those battle cruisers are very durable, no doubt about it. There goes the Psystorm. Those battle cruisers are going down one way or the other. Cloaked Banshees will help. It's not going to be enough at this rate. More reinforcements coming in. There's the Zealot ground forces coming in to finish the job. He's not got enough at this point. He's not going to be able to build anything to repulse that right now. Now, he's got an awful lot of expansions, but don't know if it's going to be enough. Lots of barracks going up there to try and repulse. It's understandable. I wouldn't give up either. But at the end of the day, Whiplash has got the advantage, and he's in his main base. He's massacring. Oh, there should be a law against that kind of structural damage, ladies and gentlemen. He's not letting him get away with that. That planetary fortress is going to take its toll. Zealots won't be enough. No doubt about it. Now the question is, what's he got to do with that? Yeah, he's going for carriers finally. He has had enough. Streaming in as many reinforcements as he can. Those Stalkers are going to be able to do a reasonable job against the planetary fortress. But I think he's going to be waiting for some reinforcements. Bunkering up. You can see his base absolutely being gutted there. His tech is going bye-bye. It's only a matter of time for JTPROG. Trying to break past his bunker defense, moving past those marauders. He's got to get in the middle. He's got to gut it. Try and gut the economy of JTPROG. Stop him from resisting. Look at that. That's so many mules. It's a stable of mules. Offensive on the JTPROG there. 2 Banshees. Plus that. It's not going to be enough, but he's going to be able to do the damage one way or the other. Try and take out the pylons to make sure that the base ends up being unpowered. Carrier going in there. Carrier's not all that effective against battlecruisers, though, I'm afraid. Battlecruiser's heavy armor will really help. You see, he's already got an upgrade to the ship plating. Now, for what I can see, he doesn't have an observer up either, so those cloaked Banshees will be able to do the damage. Now, turning back there, you can see those fusion cores going down, and his supply is getting gutted by the Zealots. No surprises there. The JTPROG's not going to let up. Lifting off his starport and moving away. It's a veritable air show there from the Terran buildings. Now, Whiplash is actually taking an unexpected amount of damage, losing quite a little bit of tech, but finally repulsed by those carriers. The carriers will help an awful lot. They should help him seal the deal. But if you look there, JTPROG Emineming it up. So many barracks, so little time. It's a veritable house party of zealots here, ladies and gentlemen. He wants to push in, but I don't think he's got the firepower right now. He's going to have to get those carriers up. Now, if we look at the now new main base, it's very well fortified, but its anti-air is pitiful. Carriers will be able to gut it. I'm surprised JTPROG hasn't gone on with that, but to be honest, he's probably desperately trying to get as many defenses up as humanly possible. There's the carriers. They're going to be able to do the damage. They're going to be able to convert this and really make it the win for Whiplash. Now, he's left that expansion undefended. That economy is about to get gutted. A swarm of bees, ladies and gentlemen, coming down on the orbital command. Nothing to stop it. Nothing at all. Lifting off is not going to help. And the economy of JTPROG just took a serious hit. Now, we can see there, big force coming up from Whiplash. He's going to make that final assault. He's going to take this one home. One way or the other, it's going to be messy. It's going to be brutal. JTPROG using up all of those resources he's managed to get to build as many starports as humanly possible. He wants to get rid of those carriers. He knows they're there. He's going to have to do something about them in short order because he knows he does not have anything to counter them right now. To be honest, Whiplash needs to move. He needs to do it now. He needs to stop mucking about, move in for the kill. Extra carrier there. 2 carriers, in fact. Plenty of ground backup. Flanking them around. This is where it gets interesting. The lack of anti-air defense is about to hurt JTPROG in very private places indeed. It's not going to go in until it's absolutely 100% sure of the conversion. Doesn't want to throw it in early and lose it. Finally, anti-air defense going up there. Possibly too little too late. Come on, Whiplash. You've really got to go in and finish it. That's a nice defensive bastion there. But at the end of the day, all of this, incredibly vulnerable. Reactor, reactor, and reactor. We can expect many Vikings left side and even side. He wants to take those carriers down. Whiplash has got to go in. He's got to stop being so gun-shy. No doubt it's a formidable force of carriers. But it's no good if he gets the counters up. Now is the time. 5 carriers plus the observer. It's a lot of Vikings coming up right now. He's got to go in now. If he hangs back, he's going to end up in another stalemate. Now that should be a sight to frighten anybody. Endgame time! Whiplash with the mothership. Formidable. Absolutely. Oh, messy! Vikings coming in too early and regretting that one. Running off with the tail between their legs. Now's the time to make the push. Come on, Whiplash. You know you can do it. I know it's expensive. I know it took you so long to build, and I know it's very, very pretty. But throw it into the fray and finish it off. Yes, send the probes in. That'll really help matters. Reckoning time, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be it. Their interceptors will block out the sun. The Terrans will die in the shade. Here we go. Using that town portal style ability, they're cloaked, it's messy, it's a swarm of death. Gutting the base from the rear. Terran player utterly out of position. He's trying so desperately to do something about it. Able to do damage. He's taken out 3 carriers already. But those Vikings are going down. Lots of missile turrets gutted by the ground forces. Very effective mix. That mothership really helping matters. That is the most Marauders I've ever seen. Will it do the job? No, because it can't attack aircraft. It'll be able to gut the ground forces, but oh, Psystorm incoming. They didn't know what hit him. Ripped into the other world. That's it. Took long enough. Absolutely fantastic match there from JTPROG and Whiplash. Bringing out the endgame units, laying the smackdown on each other, really taking their tolls. Fantastic, both of you. Well done. Whiplash winning our first match of the day. Utterly brilliant. Now Whiplash will be going on to the final, and JTPROG will be hanging around for the playoff later. Man, that was a match and a half. 32 minutes. Epic, one might say. I'm exhausted.